Hey everyone, welcome back to more Reddit stories. Today we're doing some from our Let Not Meet. That means these are all. Let's get straight into this. I've always been a history buff, drawn to the eerie beauty of old buildings, where the walls feel like they're whispering stories if you just stand still long enough. Nursing homes, where I've spent years working as a CNA, usually have this dull sameness: sterile hallways, faded wallpaper, the hum of fluorescent lights and routine care. But Stone Rise wasn't like the others. From the second I walked through its looming red brick entrance, something in my gut twisted. The place used to be a tuberculosis hospital, built back in 1927. It was massive, 4 stories tall in the main section, called B Unit, with 2 3-story wings, A and C units, stretching out from either side. They framed a quiet little courtyard that looked out over the sleepy town. Stone Rise had been converted into a nursing home in the 70s, but its past clung to it, like mildew in the walls, like a memory that refused to fade. Orientation was the usual slog: hours of HIPAA training, dementia care videos, and those fake friendly faces from the veteran staff that turned icy the moment you asked for help. My only real break came when Bill, the old maintenance guy with a gravelly voice and a cigarette habit, offered to show us around a unit, where we'd been stuck all day for training. A unit's upper floors were off limits to everyone but maintenance and the administrator. The elevator up there felt like a locked gate more than anything else. The first floor was uneventful, just some offices, a little store for snacks and stamps. But when Bill mentioned that the building had been a TB sanatorium, I felt that familiar, dark curiosity start to stir in my chest. I've always had a fascination with the macabre. But nothing, absolutely nothing, could have prepared me for what I was about to see. We took the elevator up to the second floor of a unit. That was the heart of the original hospital, before they expanded with B and C units to handle the TB overflow. As soon as the doors opened, the air changed. Musty, damp, heavy. The tiles were cracked, the walls scuffed and curling like they were trying to peel themselves away. The whole place smelled faintly of rotten water damage. Bill pointed out the old exam rooms, doctors' offices, and finally, at the end of the hallway, the morgue. My pulse quickened. I had to see it. I thought that'd be the high point of the tour. I was so wrong. Then we went to the third floor. The moment the elevator doors creaked open, a cold draft swept over me, raising goosebumps. I stepped out and just froze. The hallway was lined with what looked like rusted jail cells. Chains bolted to the floor, some still dangling from the ceiling like rusted chandeliers. Bill spoke like it was nothing, just another day. Prisoners with TB, he said. Rapists, murderers, petty criminals, all shipped here to die. TB didn't care who you were. The cells were corroded, skeletal. They felt aware somehow, like they were watching us. I swear, there was something about that floor. The chill in the air wasn't just physical. We didn't linger. The next night was my first official shift, 11 p.m., 2B. I was supposed to sit one-on-one with a resident, but they'd been rushed to the hospital after attacking another patient. So with nothing to do, I helped the other CNAs and answered call lights. That's when I met Julie. Young, sarcastic, sharp as hell, we hit it off instantly. Turns out, she was just as creeped out by the building as I was. We started trading stories, about the cold spots, the constant feeling of being watched, how even empty rooms never felt empty. I mentioned the morgue, and her eyes lit up. That was all it took. We decided we had to go see it for ourselves. With only our phone flashlights, we slipped past the double doors from B to a unit. The second floor hadn't improved, it was still decaying, the air thick with mold and disuse. We spotted the morgue quickly, a cracked door spilling weak parking lot light into the hallway. I pushed it open, and instantly gagged. The stench, rot, old and sour, hit me like a wall. Julie said she didn't smell anything. Inside, the room looked untouched: dusty metal cabinets, a long steel table, and in the corner, a wooden wheelchair slumped like a forgotten body. Then we heard something, a soft rustling down the hall. Probably a rat, I told myself. We turned to look, just to be sure, and that's when a metallic clank came from behind us. One of the cabinet drawers had slammed shut. The air turned cold. Not just drafty, but wrong. Like something ancient had opened its eyes. We didn't wait, we bolted. Our footsteps echoed like gunshots down the hallway. But then we heard it, another set of footsteps. Heavy. Measured. Not ours. We reached the double doors, gasping for breath. Relief was just starting to settle in, until I felt it again. That pressure. That undeniable presence. Something in me screamed not to look back. But I did. Through the little window in the door, I saw it. A face. Pale, gray, grinning. Its eyes were hollow pits, but the smile was impossibly wide, stretched with something close to hatred. It didn't look human. Not anymore. I stumbled backward, my heart punching against my ribs. Somehow, I got through the rest of the shift. Barely. Later, during lunch, I realized I'd left my food in my truck. I made my way to the elevator on 2B. Pressed the button. The screen said it was already on the second floor. But instead of opening, it started rising. 3. 4. Ding. I heard the doors open above me. No one else had been near the elevator. No one was on the fourth floor. It was locked, unused. Empty. Then the hum of descent. 3. 2. Ding. The doors opened. The car was empty. I stepped in. And immediately, I regretted it. The same stench from the morgue hit me, thick and wet. I jabbed the button for the first floor, and the second the doors opened, I jumped out. A freezing wind followed me, like something brushed past my arm. I made it to my truck. Slammed the door. Sat there for a long time with my hands clenched on the steering wheel. The air felt thick. Wrong. The cab felt too small. I looked over at the passenger seat, half expecting to see that grinning face. There was nothing. But the feeling never left. Something followed me. I know it. Something knows me now. And I don't know if I can ever go back to Stone Rise. Not after what I saw. Not after what I felt.